need for me to pursue the MBA course was firstly to familiarize myself with the MBA jargon. I was out on the field most of the times, and you meet these stalwarts of the industries, the stakeholders of the industry, and there was something missing. I couldn't really put myself out there as speaking on terms in terms of the lingo that you normally hear from an MBA. So that was one turning point that I felt I needed to brush up my skills, brush up my knowledge, and the MBA course happened to come across, and I just jumped at the opportunity.
I'm primarily from a programming background. I currently do pre-sales in terms of technical work. But as you know, my product is into investment banking. It needs me to have a bit of financial services knowledge, asset class knowledge, and primarily core finance. So I joined SP Jain to come up to that level so that I can specialize in finance as well as gain the MBA knowledge to bring it back to my organization, and as well as on my personal career growth to go ahead in my career and seek better opportunities in the market and improve my status.
There were a lot of diverse cultures that were seen in the way students were being picked, which gave me the format, which gave me the basically the opportunity to interact with people from different backgrounds and get different points of views for the same problems that you can be facing at work.
I was getting the global exposure sitting right here in Bombay. I did not have to shift my house. I did not have to change my job. I'm continuing to do what I was doing for the last 5 years, and at the same time I'm getting exposed to international education. So that is something that really caught on.
After I joined it and I realized, I experienced the faculty, and I clearly see there's an edge of the substance, the matter, the content, and the way it's shared with us students. I think it's brilliant.
I'm primarily working, and I can attend these classes on the weekend, which is really beneficial for me because I don't have to leave my job, and I can still continue working as well as gaining knowledge and using that knowledge towards my organization and in my future growth.
Being an Executive MBA course, it allowed me the flexibility to arrange my schedule, whether it be the studies or whether be it by professional commitments. So I could very well juggle between the two, and that's something that compelled me that if not now, then when.
My job requires me to travel a lot, and I have to travel to various locations. And SP Jain gives you that possibility, is that you can take the classes in multiple locations that they have their offices in. Example, they have an office in Singapore, they have one in Dubai, and they have the other one in Sydney. So as an employee, if I go to Sydney and I wish to take the course in Sydney, I'm allowed to take a particular credit or a course for that. SP Jain is very flexible in that kind of a manner.
One advantage that I've seen in the EMBA program, which has really stood out, our faculties are great. We've not faced any issues in that regard, and we've had very good interactions in each and every class with very good world life examples as well.
I want to gain from that is something which Professor Hansel has taught us very well, was the personal effectiveness. How to speak is very important. How to conduct yourself in a public domain with your customers, that will be very, very important for me to develop on that. And of course, get those subjects going in the discussion with the presentations.
If you ask that question to any of my colleagues, I think it's been a power-packed course, and the intensity is picking up by the day, by the minute. It's getting very intensive, but at the same time, we feel that we've been able to cope up giving the immense guidance that we're receiving from the faculty.
Being mostly from the finance background, since we started on with marketing and economics, there have been a lot of other factors that we have looked into. Also, having the class of personal effectiveness has taught us a lot as to how to go ahead with presentations, how to deal with each emails written and all those things. So those have actually been helpful and have had a positive impact towards where I'm working right now.
A dean calling up a student on a one-to-one basis and checking on his progress, that was something that was very heartening for me. And these are these little instances, happenings that have constantly motivated us to reach out beyond our limits. So I think the personal touch really has done the trick for me.
There were many times where I didn't have the right tools to make my decisions, and those tools would be in terms of the numbers or the skills to handle my employees. And this course gradually is bringing me that knowledge. I'm not relying on my gut feel as to whether this will enable me to make a proper decision, but I'm able to rely on management decisions.